Let's talk about food cravings. Cravings for sugary foods, cravings for fatty foods, you name it. Peanut butter, cashew butter. I took the suggestion of somebody, I think it was Dustin, and I tried cashew butters, and let me tell you, it's off the hook. It got me off peanut butter addiction and peanut butter cravings straight into the cashew butter because it's just like it doesn't make sense any longer for me to eat almond butter or peanut butter because cashew butter just takes the prize, okay? So all these cravings, cravings for fatty foods, nutty. I want a nutty fatty thing, avocado. You might think of these foods as, healthier. They're definitely healthier fat cravings, but there's still cravings for these fatty, heavy, dense foods. And then there's the cravings for sugar, right? I mean, you could say the healthy craving would be like dates and dried figs, dried fruits. But then, of course, you've got cookies and you've got all kinds of sweet delicacies, you name it. So what's happening here? What's going on? What's going on with these cravings? What's their source? Where are they coming from? Why would I be sitting at home and suddenly I want to indulge myself in a jar of cashew butter? Why? Why? That's a good question. What's going on? What's happening? Because every time you ingest food, you're putting your body under stress. And we basically eat our way to death. We die because our metabolism breaks down due to eating, even if you're eating healthy. You could be eating healthy, very, very refined foods, fruits and vegetables, plant-based, and eventually you would die. Maybe when you're 70, when you're 80, when you're 90. You die because your metabolism breaks down. You've put your body under tremendous amount of stress. Eating every day is a very stressful thing for your body. It really is. We're not supposed to be eating every day, okay? That's just a matter of fact. It's only recently that we have all this abundance to food. But before, fasting was just what we did. Look, I'm obsessed with the animal kingdom, okay? On my day-to-day, I'm always, exploring and wanting to be around different species, but also I watch documentaries, right? And fasting in the animal kingdom is like, for mammals, especially for mammals, right? It's a pretty natural thing. They all have to fast. Elephants, they eat grass, right? But then sometimes they find themselves in like the dry season, for example, and they might find themselves in desert-like conditions, and then they're not eating as much. Okay, they're not eating as much. Sometimes they're not eating at all. Lions go for many, many, many days without a hunt, without food. This is normal. We're not supposed to be eating every day. This is just too much, too excessive. So that's a very stressful thing. Every time you ingest something, you decide to ingest something, you're putting stress on your body. And when you're putting, fatty foods, nuts and seeds and avocados, let's say, fatty, those are dense, heavy foods. How do I know this? Because last week I had done a 2-day juice, or 3 days, or maybe 2.5 days of just juices, right? Coconut water and juices. And then the cashew butter demon came, and I just had the craving for it, and I'll explain to you what that craving is in a second. So bear with me here. And I bought myself a jar of cashew butter, sat down, got a spoon. I said, I'm gonna enjoy this because I'm trying to basically become breatharian now. I'm trying to drinking coconut water and just trying to move to the juice scene, and slowly it's a process anyway. So I'm like, let me enjoy this. These are the last days of these foods. I still get the cravings for them. Desire falls off, and the best way I like to do it is to fulfill the desire until it's just like a toy. You get it, you play with it, and it's gone. So I started eating cashew butter, and I didn't eat much. And like as soon as I ate it, just heaviness. I was like beaming with energy. Like, just the 2 3 days of just juices and coconut water, which is just so amazing and electric. And I ate like a few tablespoons of cashew butter, and I felt this instant heaviness. These are heavy, dense foods. Then of course that's the healthier part of it. You're just eating, nuts and seeds, and so, but it's still very dense foods. And even vegetables are dense. All foods are dense, man. All foods are dense. You know, even fruits. All foods are dense. Don't even get me started on meat. That's like the densest of them all. So now, where are these cravings coming from? Oh, I crave meats. I like meats. I mean, at some point, uh, I I wouldn't go a single day without eating salmon, because I loved salmon. I loved the taste of it. I craved it all the time. And it was only recent, maybe a few months, that I stopped eating, meat. But I think the last time I ate salmon was like 4 months ago. But I was eating salmon up until that point every single day. I had the salmon, the toy, you know how you get a toy and I was done with it. I was done with it, but I played with it for a while before I was done with it. Before that desire, that craving fell off. What's happening now? What are these cravings? Where are they coming from? Well, you're a multi-dimensional being, okay? And so, as above, so below. So because you're multi-dimensional, then when you manifest yourself in the dimension of human being, you find yourself as a multicellular organism with all kinds of cells and all kinds of organisms living in you. And bacteria cells outnumber human cells by 10 to 1. Take that in. Take that in. This body that you're in is like 10 times more bacteria than it is human. So, let me break it down to you. Let me just put it on the table, okay? You have parasites. I have parasites. Everybody has parasites. Okay, there. I said it. I said it. Okay, I put my cards on the table. You have them right now. Like right now. I have them too. Parasites. You have parasites. Everybody has parasites. This is a parasitic, sick human society, global. All right. It doesn't matter where you're born. You have parasites. You have parasites. Yeah, you have parasites. Plain and simple. Okay, so these parasites are living organisms, and they abide by the laws of nature, by the laws of survival and self-preservation, and they have children. And just like animals look after their young, and they want to provide them with food, and they risk their life just to provide their young with foods, parasites do the same thing. They're running off the same nature program. So then these parasites, because we live in a parasitic human global society, so you come sliding out of a vagina, and you injected with all kinds of things, vaccines, antibiotics, you name it. I mean, it starts from the minute you slide out of your mom's vagina. Like it starts right away. So we all have parasites, and so it's not personal. It's just they got kids. They gotta feed them. Plain and simple. I understand it. I see it. I see the same thing. My dad went to work, still goes to work every single day to provide for his children. Okay? And your dad did the same thing when you were young. Maybe you're still living with your parents and they still provide for you, but that's just the nature program. So I totally understand it. I have nothing against parasites. I admire their work, actually, because that's the cravings you have, by the way. That's the parasite. So then you get the parasite that feeds off the fat cell, the fatty foods, right? The dense, heavy, fatty foods. And first it'll make you get like meat, and really, really just salty, meaty, fatty, like burgers and stuff like that. And then when you start to make the choice, that's the sort of the deeper part of you. The one that wants to be well and happy, the real you, let's say, the deeper version, the you, the consciousness. Consciousness wants to be well and happy. It wants to be itself, which is just, it is bliss. So it doesn't want disease. It likes to be in ease, not in dis-ease. So you start to say, well, okay, I'm gonna make a change. So these parasites now, they gotta work with you because they adapt. This is the nature, this is the laws of nature, they adapt. So they say, well, okay, this asshole now is eating healthy. All right, we have to adapt our strategies because, that's, we gotta feed the kids, we gotta do what we gotta do. Let's adapt our strategy here. Uh, let's let's give her the avocado craving and the cashew butter craving, and then that they get you that way, right? So then you're sitting there, everything's cool, and then you're like, I gotta go get an avocado, I gotta go get a cashew butter. Oh my god, I can't live without cashew butter right now. And so that's that again, those cravings, that's the parasites, right? And they adapt. Again, you start to eat healthier, you do better. Still, they thought, well, they tell you, oh, avocado's healthy. Cashew butter. That's still like simple food. It's just nuts. It's just cashews. So go get them. And they talk to you that way, right? They talk to you that way. And so you get the parasites whose children feed off fat. They'll give you the fatty cravings. And then you've got the foods that have the sugar. They feed off the sugar. And so again, same thing. They'll start off, their favorite food is always going to be like really, really heavy stuff with sugar and preservatives and all kinds of things. But again, as you make the better choice, then they'll start to give you like, hey, why don't you go get a box of dates? They're healthy. They got a lot of fiber. They're healthy. They're just fruits. They're fruits. And then you go get a box of date, and there you are. You ate the whole thing. And then you're like, obviously you ate the whole box of dates. You're got a rush going on. You don't know what to do, and then you get tired. You crash. Of course, that's gonna happen. It's a lot of food passing through your system. And so they'll even get you that way. They'll adapt to it that way. And yeah, so these cravings that you have, that's parasites inside of you, living inside of you, feeding their children. Okay? And first step you have to understand is you have parasites living inside of you. It's not your fault. It's just you're born in this human society. Hello, are you aware of this human society? Are you aware of the level of disease and parasitic? It's a parasitic society. It's a sick society. Are you aware? I grew up, to give you my diet for the first... Okay, let's give you the diet for the first 13 years, because that's where, before I came to Canada. My diet for the first 13 years was a lot of shawarmas, like unbelievable amount, okay? Which is just like, wow. It's so dense, and oh my god. I remember, like, every time I ate a shawarma, man, I was knocked out. I was knocked out all the time. And I had a terrible, terrible sleep growing up, terrible diet. So that was all the foods that I ate growing up. Shawarma, pizza, very, very, the fast food, Middle Eastern foods, right? Kebabs, all kinds of heavy, dense, just processed. Oh my god. And lots and lots and lots of all kinds of candies, you name it. I was chubby. Okay, if I may put a picture of me when I was chubby as a thumbnail for this video, if I remember. So and then when I came to Canada, I lost weight because I was moving a lot. I was still eating very unhealthy hot dogs. I started eating the standard North American diet, hot dogs and my breakfast for the first for the first 22 years of my life was cereal and milk. Literally, I was an addict to it. Every 22 years, first 22 years of my life, cereal, cornflakes, and milk. My nose was always clogged all the time, mucus, all the time. I went to the doctor, and they told me, oh, you're just allergic to cats and things in the air. And I accepted it as a fact, never, contemplating that it could be something else. And then when I started to eat healthier, and all the mucus went away, and I started, getting, I'm like, oh, it's the food. It is not the cat allergy or this or that. It's the food. Milk and dairy and cornflakes, cereal and candy. Oh my God. Mm, mm. So that was the parasites feeding their children. And then they get smarter because you start to make better choices that are gonna, they're gonna be better choices, definitely. They start to get smarter. They say, well, why don't you go get dates? They're simple. They don't have preservatives in them. You get the organic Majdul ones. They don't have preservatives. I mean, look at the ingredients. It just says raw organic dates, no preservatives, no added, no GMO. I mean, that's good. That's good for you, Then you go get it, but of course they feed off of it. It's you're putting a lot of sugar in there. Okay, so they get smarter. Still parasites feeding off of you. Same thing for the fatty foods. That type of parasites, them and their children, they eat different types of foods. So recognize that when you get these cravings, that there are other entities living inside of you. It's not just who you think you are as a separate thing, the ego. No, you're a collective. You're an entity, a being. You're a county, a village, if you will. And there are many different organisms living inside of you. And perhaps other spirits. If you find that you have certain, I mean, it's funny because when I have like a day where I am binging, just eating whatever. Okay, I had one like that recently. It literally feels like it's not me. It's just like I'm being driven by something else, by another spirit that went into my body and now is directing me to move and indulge in this mindlessly. And so it's the parasites, it's maybe other entities, other spirits, hungry ghosts. Hello, hungry ghosts, right? Because what do the hungry ghosts do? When they die, they have such strong attachments to this plane that they sort of incarnate in this hungry ghost realm, and they're just like, they're never satisfied, and they're always out looking for food, and just they're never satisfied. And so when they see somebody that is open, they'll try to possess you in that way. Okay, so there's all these forces acting upon you. How do you counter them? Well, you meditate, really. You just slow down your breath and meditate and let the light purge you. Okay, let the light purge you, because the light doesn't want to be burdened. You who you are, it doesn't want to be burdened by food. It doesn't want, it doesn't even need anything. It doesn't need food. It doesn't need anything. Okay, it's pure infinite energy, and it just wants to be happy and blissful. It wants to be itself. And the real you doesn't want to indulge in all these things. It really just wants to be as simple and as reductionist and as minimalistic as possible. Okay, and if you read the Tao Te Ching, it's all about minimalism and reduction. To become learned, gain daily. To obtain Tao, reduce daily. Reduce and reduce until all action becomes non-action. Then nothing is done, nothing is left undone. It's about reduction, minimalism, and minimizing, and less is more. Less is more, really. Less is more. That's the message straight from who you are, from consciousness. Less is more. So, it's not that you're gonna get rid of these cravings overnight. You're gonna battle with them probably for a while, and you just keep meditating every single day, and the light will purge you. Okay, the light will purge you. You meditate, you slow down your breathing, you lead a holistic, healthy lifestyle. I'll tell you, 9 out of 10 times, where I have these days of binging and losing control and feeling like I want indulgences and I have cravings and I must meet them, and I, like a hungry ghost, go from place to place, and of course that's never satisfying, because I'll eat cashew butter and I'll be like, that was good, and then I'll be like, oh, I want something sweet now, and I'll go eat something sweet and I'll be like, there's a little bit more left in that jar of cashew butters, because now I want something nutty. And then that I mean, that's just a terrible place to be in. That's just you're chasing, chasing, chasing. So I'll tell you, 9 out of 10 times I get these days, it's usually cold. It's usually shitty weather. It's usually I'm indoors. I'm at home. I'm just irritated, frustrated. But like, for example, on a day like today, you're right. You're right. You're right. I don't want to eat anything because I mean, I'm doing just juices today. I don't want to eat anything because I know the energy is so high, and I'm like pretty much outside the whole day. I just finished meditating. I'm in a Buddhist monastery right there. Uh, I don't want to eat today because I know it's gonna take away from my energy. It's gonna be give me heaviness, right? I don't want that. The energy is so high. The prana is so amazing today. So you have to lead a holistic lifestyle and meditate. And if you combine these two things, and especially hanging around nature, because what happens when you hang around nature is even when you eat something, it's all you want just natural stuff. You don't want anything fake. Okay, I'll tell you. I'm telling you, like winter time is when I have all these cravings for cookies and stuff like that, and I get frustrated, and that's why I'm piecing out of Canada. I mean, on the 3rd day of June here in Ottawa, anybody who lives in Ottawa knows, it was 3 degrees. Can you believe it? 3 degrees, June 3rd. 3 degrees Celsius. Feels like, which is with wind, -1. -1. -1 in June. I went on a binge that day. I was so frustrated because it hasn't been just one day. It's been like 3-4 days in a row of coldness in June. In June! Okay? And it was that day that the frustration got so high that I ate everything, man. I ate everything. Cookies, all kinds of just artificial shit. And I woke up the next day feeling like absolute garbage. Of course, I put so many toxins and weird, unnatural things in my body, but I was just so frustrated. And so realizing all these things is what, prompted me to move to the tropics where the human being belongs, Thailand, and onwards from there, anywhere in the tropics. I'd like to stay in the tropics because that's where the humans are best adapted and most optimal. And it's very important to have a lifestyle around nature. Because even if I was to eat today, which I'm not going to eat, I'm sticking to coconut water and juices, apple juice. Even if I was to eat today, it would probably be like an avocado, a piece of fruit, something like that. But I don't even want to eat because I'm filled with energy. I had sun gaze this morning. I'm gonna sun gaze again at night. So I did 30 minutes in the morning. I'm gonna do another 30 minutes in the evening. That's an hour of soaking light. And if I take off my shirt, do some tanning now, get all that energy from the sun and the energy from the birds and the prana and of course the earth, right? The beautiful earth and all that. The meditation. I mean, I meditate morning, would meditated now. I'll keep meditating throughout the day. I got my bike here. I'm just like going from park to park, from place to place in town, just having fun. I got the apple juice here with me. I drank some coconut water in the morning and I'm good to go. I'm super energetic. I don't want to weight myself down. You see, so it's very important to have a holistic lifestyle. If you're going to go on this path of unlocking, we're unlocking energies here, folks. That's what we're doing. Okay, our energy gets drained by eating, and we're trying to slowly become breatharian, become living off the subtler forms of energy, because we'd like to unlock energy. I don't want to sleep 7-8 hours every night. Maybe I'll sleep 3-4 hours. That's it. Life is beautiful. I'd like to be out here. I'd like to be doing all these different things. Okay? I biked. It took me an hour to bike to this monastery, and I haven't even started my day yet. Like, I just got a lot of energy. I'm not gonna weight it down. But it's very important that you have a lifestyle that revolves around nature and an outdoor lifestyle. Otherwise, you're gonna just answer to these parasites. They're very powerful. They're very powerful like that. Okay? They're super powerful. And they've been living with you for many, 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 many years, and they know your ins and outs, and they know how to get to you. Okay, so you keep meditating, you let the light purge you, you hang around nature, live outdoor, get some sunshine, get some earth, get some quiet time in nature, go to meditate here and there in a monastery, this, that, hang around people that remind you of who you are, essentially. Eternity. pure consciousness, pure energy, pure love, no abundance, no state of need, no needing for anything whatsoever. Okay. So I want to thank all the beautiful patrons for supporting this channel. I'm gonna make a video for you guys because I want to tell you about some things. So just look, I'm probably gonna post it before this video for the patrons. But I really want to thank you guys. If you'd like to pledge your support, you could do so with like as little as $2 a month. So the link for the Patreon is in the description. I'm also doing consultations now. I was doing them for a little while. I took some time off because I needed to go inwards, do some things. I felt like I'm not ready to consult people. But I feel like I'm ready for that now again. So yeah, if you'd like, I do these consultations usually. I don't have a specific time. I just run with it. Okay? I run with it. If we need to be talking for hours, that's fine. Okay? So if you'd like to book a consultation, talk about something, anything, yeah, I mean, we really could talk about like the state of affairs of your poop. Okay? Like we could talk about that. It's very important. Okay? We could talk about your health if you want. We could talk about psychedelics. I mean, I've had consultations of people specifically to discuss microdosing psychedelics, etc. We talk about anything in the consultation, really. And if you watch my video long enough, I think you'll be comfortable. You'd find it comfortable to discuss anything you want to discuss. Okay, and again, like I said, the consultations, it's not a specific time. It's just however long the consultation goes for, right? As organic as possible. I've had consultations that talk to people about just consciousness. And I really like those consultations. It's just a sort of a discussion about consciousness. And yeah, so if you'd like to book a consultation, the link is in the description as well. My website's back up again. And I'm back on, I'm online again, man. I mean, the weather is so important. I mean, we're tropical, for God's sake. Anyway, I'm done with the cold for good now. It's beautiful, looks like beautiful summers here. And then off to Thailand in 3 months. It's very important. It's very important to be with the Tao. The Tao of the human being is the tropics. Really, it is warmth. It is warmth. Yeah, it's warmth. This is for polar bears. Yeah, this is for polar bears and wolves. And we should let them do their thing here. And squirrels. And buffaloes. Okay, so that's about it. Until next time, may the force be with you.